Hey everybody. Hope everybody has a good like holiday and like tomorrow's Good Friday and stuff and people are going to be spending it with their families and um it's not Thanksgiving, so there's no foosball games on TV, but nonetheless people enjoy their holidays and enjoy uh the whole shout out to Jesus thing where he, you know, got crucified by the Romans and they like his trial was actually like pretty interesting because he went in front of the the men of honor and they all sentenced him to death. I mean, Jesus' death though was actually pretty average when you think about. I don't want to get into I don't want to get into like too much. I don't want to get into like too much more morbidity, but his Jesus's death was actually pretty average. Um, like compared to how a lot of people like pass away nowadays. But that's okay. I mean, because some people they get like Alzheimer's and they get just a whole slew of different things. They get like infections towards the end of their lives, and you know there's nothing they can do because their family their families aren't aware of their families aren't aware that the dying person has an infection, and then like nobody wants to be responsible in case something goes wrong, so nobody steps up to the plate, and then people all types of terrifying things. So, but anyway, back on the point. I hope everybody has a good holiday and stuff like that. And I read some funny thing where people were saying that uh, they were like, "Oh, corporate America created Easter," something like that. Like people just think of all kinds of like crazy things now because everybody. On the one hand, it's like I guess like people are like lacking something in their lives, and then on the other hand, like a lot of people are like historically illiterate and things like that. So they'll come out with like these like you'll read like these ridiculous things like corporate America created Easter, and that's just not true. I mean, like the whole like corporate America thing is like you know um, I don't know. All somebody has to do, all people have to do is basically um, you know change the 14th Amendment that was adopted. It was changed after Lincoln, and all somebody has to do is come along and change the 14th Amendment just very slightly to say that corporations aren't people, corporations don't have personhood, and corporations are for the people. That's just what, and that's just what that's going to come down to. And so, yeah, I don't know. That'd be like a funny story I'll be able to tell, like my grandkids. I'll be like, yeah, you guys think you had it rough. Back in my day, corporations were considered people. That'd be like a badge. It'd be like a badge of honor that I can just beat my chest with. I'll be able to, and all the kids will just be around like they'll all just be like wondering like, whoa, how could something like that silly even be? You know, how could something that silly even be like enacted? So um, I don't know. That'd be kind of fun. Like I'll sit around and I'll tell people different stories and sitting around like just telling them stories like that was like what like Sitting Bull used to do. Like just have the older guys like sitting around like telling everybody all these like grand stories and all this stuff about how silly things were back back in the day. So that's just what I wanted to talk about. And then what else was in the news? Um, just a few different things, a few different scientific discoveries. Well, that's the thing about like science is always there's always something there's always something new coming out about science, scientific discovery. So science is always evolving. It's always it just changes based on empirical data. So like sometimes they'll run reenactments of like what they believed was like the Big Bang, or they'll run reenactments of these different experiments that like Einstein was a big leader in the different experiments and stuff, and he Einstein contributed a lot um, in terms of physics. There's always like new physics experiments. One physics experiment that they're probably going to have to do in the future is they're probably just going to have to do like the double slit experiment, which the double slit experiment is basically where there's like a slit in the middle, and then there's a photon gun and it shoots a slit through, or I'm sorry, shoots photon gun shoots a photon through, and it shoots through a slit, and then it goes through that slit, and then there's in the extended experiment there was then it went through one slit, but then there was also two slits that it went through, and so it goes through one slit, and then it goes through those two slits, and then it hits a back like almost like a board, like on the back, like a sheet, like sheet piece of sheetrock or something. And so it goes through the one slit, goes through the two slits, veers off into the two slits, and then yeah, I mean that stuff is pretty interesting. It just basically tells you that basically no matter what experiments done, no matter what kind of experiments it's always run, like the observer always has an effect on the experiment. So that's pretty. That's pretty interesting. It's pretty important. That was one of the more important scientific discoveries that they made. In terms of then it goes into like the different effects, like the observer effect, and then it goes into the different box experiments and stuff like that. But I guess I can just like talk about that probably just like another time. And so yeah, not really too many, I guess, fights coming up. I guess um, I guess McGregor is supposed to box. He's like got his boxing license and stuff, so he's supposed to box. And then he's like, I guess, just gonna they're just, I guess people just want to fight like old people. So um, I mean, I couldn't imagine he'd want to fight somebody like probably like Danny Garcia, right? So he, I guess he just wants to fight like old people. So that's pretty much all in terms of the different news and stuff and the holidays and all that. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.